I am looking at the numbers. I am running the audit on your life. And quite frankly, I am unimpressed. Out of 7 billion people, you claim you are the one. You claim you are the anomaly. Don't make me laugh. I look at you and I see a person who is being controlled. Your brain is being controlled every second of every day. The internet controls it. The algorithm controls it. You are sliding down the path of least resistance, and that path leads to you becoming average. You are aiming for average. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results. You say you want to be a striker. You say you want to be a CEO, but you are just a spectator. You need to audit yourself, but you need to do it with the truth. You cannot lie to yourself even in the littlest way. If you tell yourself the truth, that you are lazy, that you are weak, that you are wasting your life, then maybe, just maybe, you have a chance to survive in my facility. But right now, you are just background noise. You are waiting for permission. I am here to tell you, permission is denied. I hear your complaints through the monitors. Nobody likes me. Everyone hates me. Shut up! Why do you even care? Go look in the mirror and take full ownership. You are the one in the driver's seat. If excuses is the passenger, open the door and kick them out. You think the world owes you a living? The world has a strange way of stepping aside, but only for the man who says, "I'll do it or die." But you are playing the victim. Oh, I wasn't born rich. I don't have the talent. Talent is a fiction invented by losers to explain away the work they are too cowardly to do. If you are constantly rejected, if you are constantly failing, it is because of your own insufficiencies. It is your cowardice. You want me to hold your hand? You want me to give you the answers? Coach, write the workout for me. Write the first video for me. It is not a skill issue. It is a you issue. You have a consistency versus an intensity problem. Most people are overweight, distracted, and poor because it has never been easier to do nothing. And you are addicted to doing nothing. You are rotting in your comfort zone. And if you stay in your comfort zone, that is where you will fail. You are the reason your career is not on the next level. Nobody else but you. Look in the mirror. Do you see a king? Or do you see a coward? Until you can look at that reflection and say, "I am failing because of me," you are trash. So, you want to change? You want to survive the selection? Here is the formula. Can you disappear for just 30 days? I am not talking about a vacation. I am talking about a prison of your own making. Can you cut off the noise? Can you turn off the phone? Can you eliminate every single distraction? You need to find a routine and stick with it. The DNA of your success is in your routine. I don't care if you are talented. Talent without the work is nothing. Lou Gehrig played 2,130 straight games. All he did to become great was show up every single day. Did he feel good? No. Was he healthy? No. But he was there. The real grind is in the dark, when nobody sees you. Who are you when no one is watching? When the stadium is empty, when there are no cameras, when there is no applause. That is when the monster is created. You have to embrace the loneliness. Success is a very lonely path. You must work in silence. Move in silence. Your friends want to go to the movies? Let them. Your friends want to party? Let them. You stay in the dark. You eat your Tupperware containers. You go to bed early. Let them call you crazy. Let them call you a weirdo. Those are the characteristics of a champion. If you want to be the best in the world, you are going to be misunderstood by everybody. Good. Let them misunderstand you. Let them hate you. Their hate is just fuel for your ego. I don't want nice players. I don't want good people. I want a monster. Everyone tells you, oh, be harmless. Don't be too aggressive. Wrong. You should be a monster. The definition of being aggressive is a forceful and overly assertive pursuit of your aims. In this facility, there is no equality. Out of 100 men that go into war, 10 shouldn't even be there. 80 are just targets. 9 do most of the fighting. But one is a warrior. I am looking for that one. Are you the target, or are you the warrior? You have to get to a point where you devour the competition. I want to eat his goal. That is the level of intensity I require. You must look at your opponent, whether it is a person, a project, or your own reflection, and say, I'm going to run through your chest. There is a butcher knife intensity, and there is a butter knife intensity. You are a butter knife. You are dull. You change on the weekend. I need a butcher knife that stays sharp 24/7. There is someone out there working harder than you right now. I am haunted by that. He is coming to take your spot. He is coming to take your glory. Are you going to let him? The hustler says, if you and I are on the treadmill, I will die before I get off. You have to be willing to die on that treadmill. Nobody works like we do in this house. Push that last rep. Push with everything you got. Time is running out. You act like you have forever. You say, I'll do it tomorrow. Let me teach you the physics of this world. There is no tomorrow. 150,000 people die every day. Tomorrow is not promised. This is a game of survival. Life is the struggle to keep death at a respectable distance. You are in the 4th quarter. It is do or die. If you don't score now, you never will. Resolve says, I will climb this mountain, and pretty soon you will see me waving from the top, or dead on the side. I'll do it or die. That is the only acceptable philosophy. I don't care if you are tired. I will do the work when I'm tired. I will do the work even if I'm sick. I will do the work even if I didn't sleep well. That is the standard. If you cannot meet that standard, get out of my facility. You are either losing ground or gaining ground. The choice is yours. But understand this. If you fail here, you go back to being average. You go back to being a spectator. You will look back on your life and see that you wasted it. You will see your friends succeed, and you will hate them for it, because their success is a spotlight shining down on your missed opportunities. Is that the hell you want to live in? Now, wake up. Stop sleeping on yourself. Release your gift. You have to accept the discipline. You have to be obsessed with the process. Burn the boats. There is no retreat. Be the now what you want to be later. If you want to be a champion, you have to be the champion before you become the champion. Look at me. I am the best ever. I am the most brutal and ruthless champion there has ever been. Adopt that mindset. Slay the giants. Don't just kill them. Slay them. I want to see your ego explode. I want to see you destroy the version of yourself that is holding you back. Tell excuses to step aside. Let weakness know it is not welcome in your house. You are an unrepeatable miracle. Your DNA, your fingerprint, there is none like you. But potential means nothing if it is not realized. Claim what is yours. Own what is yours. The selection is almost over. When you walk out of this room, you will either be a different person or you will be gone. Conquer yourself. If you look in the mirror tomorrow and you are the same person you were today, you have failed. I am interested in results. I am interested in mastery. The world doesn't need another average player. The world needs an anomaly. Are you ready to lock off the rest of the world and become that anomaly? Go. Conduct your business. Lock off.
At the top level, there are no good days and bad days. There are only days you execute and days you fall behind. Some of you think you are disciplined until training becomes inconvenient. You are focused when the schedule is light. You are committed when the conditions are comfortable. You are confident when results come easily. But the moment fatigue appears, the moment pressure increases, the moment progress slows down, your standards collapse. That is not discipline. That is convenience. I train the same way when I am tired. I train the same way when I am winning. I train the same way when no one is watching. Because performance is not built in ideal conditions. It is built when precision must survive discomfort. Some of you perform well when everything aligns, when the weather is right, when your body feels good, when your mind is calm. But the highest level does not offer alignment. It offers chaos. It offers pressure. It offers uncertainty. And the first thing pressure exposes is who was never prepared. When results stop appearing, you change. When fatigue appears, you hesitate. When progress slows, you negotiate. That tells me everything. I do not negotiate with discomfort. I do not reduce standards because conditions change. I do not lower execution because circumstances are inconvenient. The level you reach is determined by the standard you maintain when no advantage exists. Some of you want advancement. Some of you want recognition. Some of you want dominance. But you are not willing to reorganize your life to support it. You keep the same environment. You keep the same habits. You keep the same distractions. You keep the same inefficiencies. And then you question why your ceiling never moves. Progress is not created by intensity. Progress is created by structure. Every hour must serve development. Every repetition must remove weakness. Every session must reduce randomness. If your routine allows inconsistency, your results will always be unstable. Some of you collapse the moment the schedule becomes heavy. Some of you disappear the moment results stop coming. Some of you lose precision the moment fatigue enters the system. And you call that pressure. Pressure is not an obstacle. Pressure is a filter. It removes those who were never engineered for high performance. I do not require motivation. Motivation is unreliable. I require systems. I require discipline. I require repetition that does not depend on feeling, because feeling does not decide outcomes. Preparation decides outcomes. Some of you expect growth without sacrifice. You expect advancement without separation. You expect dominance while maintaining balance. Balance does not create elites. Imbalance does. There are hours you must remove, people you must distance, habits you must erase, mentalities you must abandon. Every level demands payment, and if you are not willing to pay, you do not qualify. I give the same precision every session, not when I am inspired, not when I am confident, every session. Because inconsistency is the fastest way to guarantee mediocrity. Some of you are not competing. You are participating. Participation builds nothing. Competition for superiority builds everything. Match the effort of the strongest opponent in your environment. Match their discipline. Match their preparation. Match their execution. If you are being outworked, your defeat is already decided. I am not interested in comfort. Comfort reduces awareness. Comfort weakens execution. Comfort destroys adaptation. Growth begins when the system becomes hostile. The conditions will never remain ideal. The environment will never remain supportive. The pressure will always increase. If your performance depends on favorable conditions, your career will be short. Every decision constructs your future position. Every shortcut damages long-term stability. Every inefficiency compounds into limitation. You do not live in what you desire. You live in what you build. If your output is average, your future will be average. If your execution is inconsistent, your ceiling will remain low. Results do not lie. They reflect exactly what you invested. Some of you want more opportunities, more recognition, more resources. But the only variable fully under your control is effort. And effort, applied correctly, changes position. Stop requesting advantage. Start increasing capacity. Stop waiting for alignment. Start engineering dominance. I did not reach this level through talent. Talent is common. I reached this level through precision, through volume, through repetition under fatigue. Every day, something will resist you. Every day, something will attempt to disrupt focus. Every day, something will attempt to reduce output. Your responsibility is not to avoid resistance. Your responsibility is to remain exact under resistance. Distractions are tests. Fatigue is a test. Pressure is a test. Either your systems survive or your position collapses. Most of you retreat when discomfort appears. Most of you abandon execution when results slow, and you wonder why separation never happens. Separation is built during the phases no one respects, when precision continues without reward, when discipline continues without recognition, when execution continues without confirmation. That is where superiority is created. Nothing else matters except what you repeat daily. Do not expect dominance if you are operating at partial capacity. If you invest 70%, you receive 70%. The system always returns exactly what you provide. If your output is limited, your reality will be limited. Control the mind, control the schedule, control the environment. If you do not program yourself, your environment will do it for you. Growth requires discomfort by design. The mind avoids resistance by default. It seeks ease, it seeks efficiency, it seeks safety. That instinct is the enemy of development. The moment training becomes unpleasant is the moment progress becomes available. Most people retreat here. That is why most people remain ordinary. The work others avoid is the work that creates advantage. Make the calls others delay. Execute the sessions others skip. Maintain precision when others reduce standards. Rejection is part of expansion. Fatigue is part of refinement. Failure is part of calibration. Avoiding these removes your right to ascend. Convenience never produces superiority. In order to dominate comfortably later, you must live uncomfortably now. Challenge capacity, extend limits, expand tolerance. The more resistance you survive, the larger your operational range becomes. Potential expands only when pressure is sustained. Most of you underestimate how much you can endure because you retreat too early. The mind strengthens through overload. The system strengthens through repetition. The identity strengthens through execution. The days you want to stop are the days you must continue. That is where separation occurs.
You want to know the difference between passion and obsession, right? Good. Because most people can't even tell them apart. They think passion is enough. They think firing themselves up for a few minutes or feeling inspired after some uplifting video makes them worthy of chasing greatness. They think the spark they feel is proof they're special. But that spark, it dies every time. Because passion is fragile. It's soft. It's the kind of thing people can cheer for without feeling threatened. Passion keeps you liked, accepted, safe. Obsession destroys all of that. Obsession doesn't care if you're liked. Obsession doesn't care if your schedule collapses. Obsession doesn't care if people whisper behind your back, call you delusional, say you're doing too much. Obsession is a predator, and predators never apologize for hunting. You want to be the best? Then stop worshiping passion and start feeding obsession. When I step into my own mind, I don't see passion. I see angles, equations, possibilities, threats, openings. I see a world made of choices, each one narrowing into a single path forward. I see my ego at the center of it all, cold and sharp. And that consciousness, that metavision-like clarity, isn't something passion ever gave me. It was born from obsession, shaped by it, hardened by it. Passion is the crowd cheering. Obsession is the silence when the field is empty and no one believes in you but you. Most people don't understand what it means to evolve under pressure. They avoid pressure. They crumble under it. They look for comfort, validation, hand-holding, reassurance. They want someone to tell them they're doing well, even when they're stagnant. But transformation doesn't happen where it's comfortable. The evolution of your true ego happens in the places where you have to devour your own limits or be devoured by them. That's the difference. Passion gives you a warm feeling. Obsession demands blood. You say you want greatness. Good. Then ask yourself something brutal. How far are you willing to go before you break? And after you break, how many times are you willing to rebuild yourself from the shards? Because obsession does that. It shatters you again and again. It asks for your sleep, your comfort, your relationships, your identity. It asks you to stand alone and be okay with the loneliness that comes with being extraordinary. Passion wants you to feel good. Obsession wants you to become dangerous. When I think about what drives me, I don't picture crowds or trophies or celebrations. Those are aftermaths, not motives. What drives me is that gnawing hunger in the center of my chest. The hunger to devour anyone standing between me and the peak. The hunger to prove, not to others, but to myself, that I'm evolving faster, thinking sharper, adapting sooner than anyone else alive. That hunger isn't passion, it's obsession. And obsession has one rule: become undeniable. You see, passion can be satisfied. You can feed passion and it settles down. But obsession doesn't settle. It escalates. You meet one goal and it immediately demands the next. You evolve once and it demands you evolve again. You create one breakthrough and it pushes you toward the next impossible barrier like it was inevitable. Because when you're obsessed, it is inevitable. People think obsession is unhealthy. And maybe it is. But so is mediocrity. So is living a life where you never even touch the edges of your potential. So is silencing the voice inside you that knows you were meant for more and burying it under comfort until it dies. Passion is socially acceptable. Obsession is feared. And that's exactly why obsession is the only path to the top. There's a moment when you're pushing through the noise where your mind sharpens into something new. It feels like unlocking a hidden layer of awareness. Like suddenly, you're not reacting to the world. You're predicting it, manipulating it, sculpting it. You see possibilities other people miss. You track the movements of your rivals not as threats, but as patterns waiting to be broken. You read yourself like a map, adjusting your flaws in real time. It feels like stepping into a higher version of yourself. People have different names for that moment. Flow, awakening, vision. But for me, it's the ego taking the wheel. And that ego doesn't hesitate. It doesn't doubt. It doesn't wait for someone else to give permission. It simply acts, adapts, and devours. You want that feeling? Then you need obsession. Passion can't get you there. Passion stops when it's tired. Obsession keeps going even when everything hurts. Passion follows a plan. Obsession rewrites the plan mid-action. Passion plays to express itself. Obsession plays to win. When you're obsessed, every second is data. Every failure is intel. Every setback is fuel. And every rival you face becomes a chemical reaction designed to evolve you. You collide with them, clash with them, absorb them, devour the parts that make them strong, and integrate it all into yourself. You become a composite of every battle you've survived. You don't just improve, you mutate. Passion can't mutate. Obsession can. Look at your dream right now. Really look at it. Strip away the fantasy of accomplishment, the applause, the pride. Ignore the highlights. Ignore the end result. Focus on the process. The ugly, grinding, repetitive, lonely work. The part that feels endless. The part that no one praises. The part that breaks most people. If that process doesn't make your heart beat faster, you're not obsessed. You're just passionate. Obsession loves the process more than the outcome. Obsession eats monotony for breakfast. Obsession thrives in the hours where it's just you against your limits, pushing until something inside you snaps and reforms into something harder. When you're obsessed, you don't ask, how long will this take? You ask, how far can I go before my body gives out? You don't ask, can I do this? You declare, I will devour anyone who thinks I can't. You don't ask for respect, you take it. That's the mindset difference. That's the ego difference. Passion wants to feel good. Obsession wants to dominate. But here's the part most people won't tell you. Obsession is lonely. Completely, brutally lonely. You'll lose people along the way. Friends, relationships, approval, all of it. Because the higher you climb, the thinner the air gets. And people don't follow you into thin air. They stay in the comfort zone, where breathing is easy and expectations are low. You, on the other hand, learn how to breathe in places that suffocate everyone else. And that's when you'll understand the truth. Obsession isolates you, so you can evolve unconstrained. When you walk this path, you'll notice something. You stop comparing yourself to people around you. Instead, you start analyzing them, dissecting them, reading their patterns like a strategist mapping enemy movements. You start seeing where they're weak, where you're strong, and how you can leverage every inch to gain an edge. Your mind becomes a battlefield, always calculating, always analyzing, always refining. That's the ego at work. That's metavision in metaphor. Not just seeing the field, seeing the entire game. The hidden lines, the potential futures, the micro moments that shape outcomes. Seeing yourself as the axis everything revolves around. But none of this happens with passion alone. Passion sparks. Obsession sustains. Passion fades. Obsession evolves. Passion inspires. Obsession transforms. Ask yourself this: are you willing to be hated for your dream? Truly hated? Are you willing to have people twist your intentions, call you selfish, arrogant, delusional, obsessed? Because that's what they do when someone refuses to stay small. Obsession threatens people. It forces them to confront their own lack of conviction. It exposes the parts of them that settled, that quit, that gave up. And instead of facing those parts, they attack you. Let them. The world needs passion. It uses passion to keep people comfortable. But the world fears obsession, because obsession creates outliers. The ones who break records, redefine standards, and destroy expectations. If you're chasing greatness, you're not trying to be normal. Stop looking for approval from people who fear the heights you're running toward. When I talk about devouring, I'm not talking about defeating others just for the sake of it. I'm talking about assimilation, adaptation, absorbing what you encounter until you become the kind of person who cannot be denied. I devour to evolve. I devour to surpass myself. I devour because every confrontation is a catalyst. That's what obsession demands, constant evolution. Do you know what evolution really is? It's not just growth. It's not just progress. It's destruction. Something in you must die for something stronger to emerge. A belief, a habit, a fear, a weakness. You kill it off, and in its place, you build an advantage. Passion won't kill your weaknesses. Passion will coexist with them. Obsession executes them. In every moment of your life, you have two voices in your head. One says, "This is good enough." The other says, "Devour this limit and go further." Passion listens to the first voice. Obsession listens to the second. And if you want to rise, truly rise, you need to silence the first voice permanently. Let me tell you something harsh. Greatness is not a dream. Greatness is a number, a measurement, a result. You don't get greatness by feeling inspired. You get greatness by outperforming every competitor in front of you, one by one. That's the truth people avoid, because passion lets them pretend truth is optional. Obsession doesn't pretend. Obsession demands proof. You say you want to be the best? Then start thinking like someone who can be the best. Start acting like someone who expects to win. Start training like someone who knows the world won't hand them anything. Start analyzing your flaws like a strategist preparing for war. Start viewing your rivals not with envy, but with hunger. Every time you see someone better than you, your response should not be jealousy. Your response should be excitement. Because that person is raw material. Another chemical reaction waiting to evolve you. Another pattern for your ego to dissect. Another limit for you to devour. Obsession turns rivalry into fuel. Your future self is waiting for you at the peak. Passion will never get you there. Passion whispers encouragement. Obsession drags you by the throat until you become unrecognizable. And when you finally reach that level, when you start feeling your mind sharpen, when your instincts heighten, when your awareness expands and you start predicting outcomes before they happen, that's when you'll understand why obsession is the only path. Because the best aren't passionate, they're possessed. And now it's your turn. If you're going to chase your dream, then chase it with a hunger that never shuts up, with a mind that never stops analyzing, with an ego that refuses to shrink, with a vision that cuts through the chaos. Activate your metavision, sharpen your awareness, study your rivals, devour their strengths, erase your weaknesses. Become the one variable no one can predict or control. Feed your ego, push your evolution. Step into the loneliness of obsession and embrace it like oxygen. This is your formula. This is how you evolve. This is how you devour the world. Now, go. Awaken your ego, sharpen your metavision, and get obsessed, violently obsessed, with your dream. Nothing less deserves to survive.
I'm not here to hold your hand or whisper cute little affirmations into your ear. I'm not your coach, I'm not your therapist, and I sure as hell am not your babysitter. I'm gonna spit something real at you, so keep your eyes open unless you want to get left in the dust, yeah? You ever feel that itch under your skin? That restless, burning urge that makes your bones feel too tight, like you're caged inside your own body? That's the beast in you trying to wake up. Most people smother it. They bury it under excuses, under fear, under the warm blanket of good enough. They kill their own instinct before it can even stretch its claws. But me? I feed mine raw meat every damn day. I don't run from it. I run with it. I let it chew through my weaknesses, shred my doubts, and spit out whatever pathetic limits I thought I had. That's the fun of it. The violence of self-evolution. You think power comes from discipline, or planning, or whatever the hell grown-ups tell you. Nah. Real power comes from obsession, from craving, from that hungry, feral part of you that laughs when things get hard instead of whining about it. That's the part of you that wants to see how far you can push before you break, and then push further. That's the part that wants to evolve just because evolution feels good. That's the part of you that doesn't need permission to be great. And don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about crushing other people. That's too easy, too boring, too predictable. Crushing your opponents is just dessert. The real meal is crushing yourself. The version of you that hesitates. The version of you that flinches. The version of you that doubts. You rip that thing apart, limb by limb, until there's nothing left but your will and your hunger. Then you rebuild yourself, sharper, faster, more dangerous than before. That's real dominance. That's real evolution. You ever stand on the edge of your own capabilities and feel your whole body buzzing because you know you're about to cross a line you can't uncross? That feeling, that electric, intoxicating thrill. That's my favorite drug. That's what I chase every time I train, every time I shoot, every time I breathe. It's not enough for me to win. I want to go beyond what winning even means. I want to obliterate whatever version of myself thought yesterday's effort was enough. Because here's the truth. Your limits aren't real. They're suggestions. And suggestions are for people who obey. I don't obey. I don't submit. I don't accept the boundaries people try to draw around me. I devour them. I turn them into fuel. Every second I'm awake, I'm hunting for the next wall to break, the next weakness to tear out by the roots, the next impossible thing to make possible, just to see if it'll make me feel alive for another heartbeat. People keep asking me why I go so hard, why I don't pace myself, why I don't rest, why I push until my lungs feel like they're about to burst, and my muscles scream so loud they drown out my thoughts. And I always laugh. Because they're asking the wrong question. The real question is, why the hell would I ever stop? Why would I settle for good when godlike is right there, waiting for someone crazy enough to reach for it? Why would I let fear or pain or exhaustion slow me down when all of that is just proof that I'm getting closer to the next evolution of myself? I don't fear failure. Failure is just another playground, another battlefield, another chance to find out what I'm missing, tear it out, replace it, and come back stronger than before. You want to know why people stay weak? Because they think failure means stop. But monsters, real monsters, use failure as a sharpening stone. They bleed on it. They scream on it. They break on it. And then they rise from it with eyes that see further and hearts that beat harder. You ever get hit so hard by reality that your whole world shakes? That moment when everything you thought you were gets smashed against a wall? Most people crumble. Me? I grin. Because that's when the good part starts. That's when you find out what you're really made of. That's when the beast inside you asks, "All right, you gonna roll over or you gonna fight?" And if you're anything like me, anything like the creature clawing its way up your spine right now, you know damn well what the answer is. There's a joy in pain that only the obsessed understand. A joy in chaos. A joy in ripping apart the comfortable, predictable patterns that keep you tame. I don't want comfort. Comfort dulls the claws. I want the wild, jagged, unpredictable edge of growth. I want the kind of progress that scares people, the kind of ambition that makes them step back because they can't handle the fire in your eyes. I want evolution that feels like violence, against my limitations, against my complacency, against every version of me that wasn't enough. And you, yeah, you've got that spark too. Don't pretend you don't. I can smell it on you. That restless, twitching, explosive potential under your skin. You've been holding back, playing tame, trying to fit into cages you were never meant to be in. Maybe you thought you had to. Maybe you thought that was the only way to survive. But you and I both know survival isn't the point. Dominance is. Transcendence is. Becoming something unrecognizable compared to the tiny, scared version of you that still thinks limits are real. That's the point. So here's what I want you to do. No, here's what the beast inside you wants. Stop asking for permission to evolve. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to break yourself open. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Only this breath. Only this heartbeat. Only this second where you decide whether you're gonna stay the same or unleash something wild enough to tear through everything holding you back. Rip your doubts out by the throat. Crush your excuses under your heel. Shred the hesitation that keeps whispering, "Not yet," into your ear. You're not meant to be cautious. You're not meant to be comfortable. You're meant to burn. You're meant to claw your way upward, laughing like a maniac, covered in the ashes of the limits you destroyed. You're meant to evolve so violently that even you can't recognize the creature staring back at you in the mirror. And don't think evolution is pretty. It's bloody. It's brutal. It's messy. It's a war against everything inside you that wants to stay safe and small. You fight that war every damn day. And every day you choose to push, to grind, to suffer, to break. That's a victory. That's another layer of you peeling away, revealing something sharper, hungrier, crueler to your weakness. That's you becoming the monster you were always meant to be. I don't celebrate when I grow. Celebration is for people who think evolution is the final step. But evolution is just the beginning. Every new form you take should piss you off because you know you can go even further. Every achievement should light a fire under you, not calm you down. Every victory should make you hungrier. That's how monsters think. That's how monsters grow. That's how monsters devour their own limits again and again until there's nothing left but pure potential and a grin sharp enough to cut fate itself. So go ahead, step into the fire, step into the chaos, step into the version of yourself that terrifies the tiny, comfortable version of you hiding in the corner. Tear open your chest and let the beast out. Let it roar. Let it stretch. Let it tear through the life you've been settling for. Because the second you do, you'll understand something most people never will. Evolution is ecstasy. You weren't born to be tame. You weren't born to fit in. You weren't born to stay small. You were born to break things. Your limits, your fears, your excuses, your old self. You were born to chase the impossible until it stops running. You were born to push so hard that the universe has no choice but to open new doors for you because it can't handle you staying still. You were born to be a monster of progress. So don't slow down. Don't soften. Don't shy away from the brutality of becoming something more. Embrace it. Devour it. Let the world watch as you tear through your own boundaries like they were made of paper. And when you stand at the next edge, trembling with the thrill of what comes next, don't hesitate. Jump, claw, bite, break, evolve, again and again and again. Because that's what monsters do. And you? You're one heartbeat away from waking yours up. Now go, raise hell, and keep up, if you can.
Everyone tells you to be calm, be harmless, be balanced, control your ambition. Don't push too hard. Don't want too much. Don't make people uncomfortable with your drive. Wrong. The moment you decide to become the best, you accept one truth. You are not here to be harmless. You are here to be effective. You are here to become dangerous in your own way. Not loud, not emotional, not reckless. Precise. Because the world does not reward good intentions. It rewards those who can impose their will on reality. You don't rise by being polite. You rise by being capable. And capability is built in silence, not in speeches. Most people spend their lives trying to feel confident. I don't care how you feel. Confidence is a side effect of preparation. If you are not improving every day, your confidence is fake. If your results are not changing, your mindset is irrelevant. You say you want success, then explain your routine. Explain your discipline. Explain how you use your time. Explain why your standards are still low. Because desire means nothing without execution. Everyone wants to win. Very few are willing to become the kind of person who is allowed to win. You talk about talent. Talent is cheap. The world is full of talented failures. What decides everything is not how gifted you are, but how ruthless you are with your own weaknesses. Every weakness you tolerate today becomes the reason you lose tomorrow. So you don't negotiate with your limits. You eliminate them. You don't wait until you feel ready. You move while you are still incomplete. You don't train when it is convenient. You train because the gap between you and the top is still unacceptable. Most people train to feel productive. I train to remove errors. I train to reduce hesitation. I train to erase inefficiency. I train to become predictable only to myself. Because at the highest level, effort is not enough. Precision decides everything. You don't need more motivation. You need fewer excuses. Every time you say, "I'm tired," someone else is building an advantage over you. Every time you delay, someone else is narrowing the distance. Time does not slow down for potential. It only accelerates for those who act. So stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending that circumstances are the problem. Stop blaming fatigue. Stop blaming pressure. Stop blaming other people. The only real problem is that your standards are still too low. You accept performances that are average. You tolerate days that are wasted. You forgive yourself too easily. That is why you are replaceable. Excellence is not built by intensity once in a while. It is built by obsession applied daily. Not emotional obsession, not dramatic obsession. Systematic obsession. You wake up with one question. What must be improved today? You go to sleep with one conclusion. What is still not good enough? This is not about passion. Passion fades. This is about identity. You decide who you are, and then you force your behavior to match that decision. If you say you are serious, your schedule must prove it. If you say you are ambitious, your habits must reflect it. If you say you want to be the best, your life must become uncomfortable. Because comfort and greatness do not coexist. Every level you reach will demand something from you. More focus, more discipline, more sacrifice. And if you hesitate, someone else will take the place you were aiming for. So understand this clearly. No one is coming to save you. No one is responsible for your future. No one cares about your excuses. The only thing that matters is whether you are becoming stronger than yesterday. Not emotionally stronger, not more confident. Functionally stronger. More precise, more disciplined, more reliable under pressure. Because in the end, results are the only language that matters. Most people wait for the right moment. There is no right moment. There is only the moment you decide to stop being inefficient. Waiting is just fear with better marketing. Fear of failing. Fear of being exposed. Fear of discovering that you are not as good as you thought. So you delay. You prepare forever. You plan endlessly. You think about improvement instead of executing it. And while you are thinking, someone else is already acting. Execution creates distance. Distance creates dominance. You don't become superior by talking about goals. You become superior by reducing the gap between intention and action immediately. The highest performers are not the most motivated. They are the fastest to correct themselves. They notice mistakes quickly. They adjust without emotion. They remove inefficiency without mercy. They don't protect their ego. They protect their result. Every error you repeat is proof that you are not serious enough. Every habit you refuse to change is proof that you value comfort more than success. So understand this. Improvement is not about doing more. It is about doing fewer things wrong. It is about eliminating waste, eliminating distraction, eliminating hesitation. At the highest level, progress is subtraction. You remove weaknesses one by one until there is nothing left for your opponents to exploit. Most people are busy adding more skills. I am busy removing flaws. Because skill without discipline collapses under pressure. And pressure is the only environment that matters. Anyone can look confident when conditions are easy. I am only interested in who you are when everything becomes unstable. When you are tired. When you are behind. When your plan fails. When the margin for error disappears. That is when your true level is revealed. Not by what you say, by what you can still execute. So you train for that moment. Not to look impressive, not to feel strong. To remain precise when everything is against you. To remain calm when the outcome is uncertain. To remain disciplined when your instincts are screaming to quit. Because quitting is not an action, it is a habit. And every habit you allow becomes your future. You don't lose because you are unlucky. You lose because your preparation was insufficient. You lose because your standards were too low. You lose because you accepted mediocrity too many times. Success is not created by breakthrough moments. It is created by boring, repeated, controlled behavior. Day after day, week after week, year after year, without drama, without applause, without reassurance. Just work. The kind of work that changes who you are. The kind of work that removes doubt. The kind of work that makes competition irrelevant. Because when your level is high enough, you stop worrying about rivals. You become the reference point. Others measure themselves against you. Others chase you. Others study you. Others fear falling behind you. Not because you talk about dominance, because your performance leaves no room for debate. So stop trying to look strong. Become undeniable. Stop trying to feel confident. Become prepared. Stop trying to be special. Become reliable at a level most people cannot reach. Because in the end, success is not about intensity. It is about control. Control over your time. Control over your focus. Control over your impulses. Control over your standards. And the person with the most control always wins. Discipline is not a concept. Discipline is not an idea you can admire from afar. Discipline is a command you give to yourself every second of every day. You will not feel like it. You will not want it. You will not enjoy it. And that is exactly why it works. Every time you resist the urge to stop, every time you reject comfort, every time you refuse to give excuses a voice, you are building the structure of dominance. Most people think success is about talent. Talent without discipline is wasted motion. It is noise. It is untested potential. It is average dressed in ambition. The person who dominates does not rely on talent. They rely on execution, precision, consistency, ruthless, mechanical execution that leaves nothing to chance. Every repetition is deliberate. Every hour is deliberate. Every decision is deliberate. The world does not reward chaos. The world rewards control. You do not rest until your actions align perfectly with your standards. You do not pause until you can operate under pressure without error. You do not hesitate until you can impose your will on any situation. Weakness cannot exist. Excuses cannot exist. Fear cannot exist. Only results exist. And results do not come from waiting for permission. They do not come from hope. They come from force. They come from imposing your plan, your pace, your will on everything around you. You say you want to be the best. Then start behaving like it. Your habits, your schedule, your focus, your energy, your mind. Everything must reflect that fact. You will wake up earlier than everyone else. You will train harder than everyone else. You will endure more than everyone else. Not because it is fair, not because it is rewarding, not because you want to, because it is necessary. Mediocrity will surround you. It will whisper to you. It will make your old habits feel comfortable. It will try to convince you that effort is enough. It will try to convince you that slowing down is fine. Ignore it. You do not negotiate with mediocrity. You do not sympathize with weakness. You do not explain yourself to failure. You remove it. You overcome it. You replace it with execution. You replace it with results. The monster inside you does not sleep. It does not rest. It does not forgive. It does not compromise. It only recognizes growth. It only tolerates dominance. It only rewards action. Every time you are tempted to quit, remember, comfort is the enemy of supremacy. Excuses are the tools of mediocrity. Hesitation is the permission the weak give themselves to fall behind. You do not have that permission. You do not have that option. You do not have that excuse. You are not average. You are not replaceable. You are a weapon designed to excel. And excellence is your only acceptable outcome. The world will test you. It will resist you. It will challenge you at every turn. And the response is not hope, not prayer, not luck. It is action. You assess, you plan, you execute, you repeat. The gap between you and the next level does not close itself. It closes under pressure. It closes under control. It closes under relentless, uninterrupted, superior effort. You will not be satisfied with yesterday. You will not be satisfied with today. And you will not be satisfied with anyone else's pace. You will take the lead. You will maintain the lead. You will never give it up. Because being average is no longer a choice. Being competent is no longer sufficient. You demand excellence from yourself. And it demands obedience from everyone else. Every failure is a signal. Every challenge is a benchmark. Every setback is data. You do not react emotionally. You do not complain. You do not dwell. You correct. You adapt. You overcome. You impose. And when everyone else is giving up, whining, hesitating, slowing down, you accelerate. You tighten. You refine. You dominate. There is no shortcut. There is no luck. There is only you, your standards, and the relentless pursuit of becoming greater than anyone else can comprehend.
Get this straight. I don't care who you are, what you've done, or what excuses you worship. Your story means nothing. The only thing that matters is whether you can claw your way out of your own filth and rise to a level where even I might acknowledge your presence. Most people beg for comfort, for someone to pat their head and tell them everything will be okay. Disgusting. You want comfort? Go cry to someone who cares. You won't find that here. This is the kingdom of the ruthless, the domain where only those who devour survive. If you came seeking softness, you're in the wrong damn throne room. Here, I force you to face the blade you've spent your life avoiding, the reflection of who you actually are. Not the fantasy you pretend to be, not the lies you've crafted, but the raw, unfiltered truth. And that truth? It's ugly. But only the ones who dare to stare into their ugliness can sharpen it into power. People waste their lives running from their shadows. They cower from their failures, bury their shortcomings, and cling to excuses like lifelines. Pathetic. Every excuse you make is a chain you wrap around your own throat. Every denial is a brick you cement into the wall that cages you. And every time you pretend you're trying your best, you spit directly on your own potential. I don't want to hear about your best. I want to see the monster hiding behind all the layers of weakness you've piled onto yourself. Stop pretending. Tear off your own skin if you must, but show the world something real. You think I became king because I was pampered by life. You think I rose through mercy or kindness. Idiot. I climbed out of hell using nothing but my teeth and sheer ego. My will was so blinding, it crushed anyone stupid enough to stand in my way. I built this crown myself, from the bones of every weakness I slaughtered. My throne isn't cushioned. It's carved from the remains of my own failures that I conquered, dominated, and forced beneath me. If you want a throne of your own, then understand this. No one is coming to build it for you. No one is coming to lift you up. No one is coming to save you. Your salvation is your responsibility, and yours alone. The world doesn't reward the kind-hearted or the passive. It rewards the ones who seize it by the throat and force it to kneel. Yet most of you walk through life waiting for timing, waiting for confidence, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to grant you permission to rise. Pathetic. Weaklings wait. Kings move. Kings don't ask for doors to open. They kick them down. You want power? Then take it. Rip it from the world. The universe won't place greatness into your hands. You have to steal it, like your life depends on it, because it does. Look at yourself. Look at the pathetic version of you that keeps crawling back to comfort every time things get hard. You want to win, but you're scared of struggle. You want glory, but you refuse to bleed. You want to become something more, but you cling to your weaknesses like they're treasures. Cut them. Cut everything that chains your feet. Every soft part of you. Every timid instinct. Every self-doubting whisper. Slaughter them mercilessly. Let your hesitation die screaming. Only then can your true nature breathe. People say darkness is destructive. They fear it because they fear their own depths. But darkness is where the real forge lies. In the quiet hours where no one sees you. In the battles you fight alone. In the nights when the world forgets you exist. That is where beasts are born. Anyone can shine in the light. Only the worthy burn in the shadows. Embrace the void. Let it strip the lies from your bones and expose what you've been avoiding. It's only in the dark that you discover the version of yourself that refuses to die. You think arrogance is a flaw? Incorrect. Arrogance is the fuel of kings. My ego isn't a mask. It's the weapon that slices through mediocrity. Ego is the voice that tells you, I refuse to be anything less than extraordinary. Weaklings misunderstand arrogance because they've never had the strength to wield it. Ego without substance is hollow, but ego backed by relentless action becomes unstoppable. Feed your ego with effort. Feed it with discipline. Feed it with victories carved from your own relentless pursuit. Let your arrogance grow so heavy that your doubts suffocate beneath its weight. Most people crumble when they taste failure. They cry, they collapse, they beg for the world to understand them. Pathetic. Failure isn't the end, it's the proving ground. Every time you fail, the universe demands one thing. Show me who you are. And most people show nothing but fear. When I fail, I don't break, I sharpen. I stand taller. I come back with the fury of a king whose crown has been threatened. Failure isn't your punishment. It's your invitation. Your invitation to become something terrifying. There is no balance in the pursuit of greatness. Balance is for the mediocre. When you want something deeply enough, you must be willing to sacrifice everything that doesn't push you forward. Your comfort, your distractions, your apathy, your softness. Ignore the voices telling you to rest, slow down, or take it easy. Those are the whispers of the weak, calling you back to their level. Silence them. The road to dominance isn't gentle, it's brutal, and you walk it alone. If you can't stomach that, leave now. People love to hide behind the illusion of time. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'm not ready yet. Lies, delusions, delays disguised as logic. Time does not care about your hopes. Time does not pause for your fears. Time chews through the unprepared and spits out their unfinished dreams like scraps. If you aren't moving now, then you're dying. Every second you hesitate is a second you surrender, and a king does not surrender. Do you know what separates kings from the rest? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not destiny. It's intensity. The ability to push harder, deeper, longer. even when every part of your being screams for mercy. Kings don't listen to the voice begging them to stop. They crush it. They turn their struggle into momentum. They transform fatigue into focus. They weaponize pain. You want power? Learn to endure. You want dominance? Learn to suffer with purpose. If you feel lost, good. Only fools think they figured out who they are early. Being lost means you're on the brink of discovery. It means you're shedding the skin of the person you were, the weakling, the coward, the pretender, and carving the shape of the monster you're meant to become. Don't fear confusion. Fear staying the same. Fear the comfort that poisons your evolution. When you feel directionless, take a step anyway. A king creates his path by moving, not waiting. You want results without chaos. You want evolution without destruction. Impossible. You must be willing to dismantle the version of yourself that's holding you back. Tear down your old habits. Wipe out your old routines. Burn down your old identity. The person you are now is insufficient. Accept that. Every transformation requires sacrifice. Every new self demands the death of the old. Only those willing to die symbolically can rebirth themselves as something greater. Stop pretending you're powerless. Stop acting like life's circumstances determine your fate. That's what cowards believe. You have the ability to turn yourself into something terrifying, something unrecognizable, something dominant. But you're scared of the responsibility that comes with that truth. If you admit you have power, you also admit that your failures are your fault. That's why people cling to victimhood. It absolves them. Not you. Not here. I won't let you hide behind excuses. If you want to remain weak, leave. If you want to become a king, listen. Your enemies aren't the people around you. Your greatest enemy is the version of yourself that chooses comfort over conquest. The self that whispers, "It's okay to stop." Kill it. Every day, wage war against that inner coward. Do not negotiate with weakness. Dominate it. The throne you seek isn't given, it's earned through daily slaughter of every part of you that resists your rise. You must become merciless with yourself, ruthless in your discipline, and unrelenting in your pursuit. You need to understand something fundamental. The world bows only to those who impose themselves upon it. The passive drown. The indecisive disappear. The timid are forgotten. But those who move with the arrogance of someone who already owns victory, they become unstoppable. Walk like your goals are beneath you. Train like failure is an insult. Behave as if the universe exists to challenge you, and you exist to crush its challenges. That is how kings rise. If you feel fear, good. Fear is proof you're at the edge of your old self. Don't run from it. Consume it. Let it fuel your fire. The difference between cowards and conquerors is simple. Cowards let fear choke them. Conquerors bite into fear and grow sharper. When you chase something large enough, fear will always follow. Your job is not to escape it. Your job is to walk forward anyway. Let fear witness your rise, powerless to stop you. The people around you will not understand your hunger. They will call you obsessed, extreme, arrogant. Good. Let them talk. Their words are the noise of the mediocre echoing through empty lives. Let them fear your intensity. Let them tremble at your ambition. Let them choke on their own limitations. You owe them nothing. Do not shrink to comfort them. Grow until they can no longer see you from where they stand. Kings don't wait for approval. They create shockwaves. Everything you want lies beyond the line where most people stop. Beyond the exhaustion, beyond the doubt. Beyond the point where your muscles shake and your mind begs to quit. That is where your future is carved. That is where your throne is built. A king is not defined by the ease of his path, but by how far he is willing to push when everything in him screams to break. If you can walk when your legs fail, focus when your mind cracks, rise when your spirit bleeds, then nothing can stop you. Listen carefully now. This is the truth no one else will tell you. Greatness is lonely. The climb is silent. The journey is brutal. Most of your progress will be unseen. Most of your victories will be private. You must learn to thrive where no applause exists, to trust yourself when the world doubts you, to continue forward when no one believes in you. If you need praise, you will never rise. If you need validation, you're doomed. A king's confidence is forged internally, untouchable, unshakable, unbreakable. Your potential is not a gift, it's a responsibility, a burden, a demand. You can pretend you don't feel it, but it pulls at you every day. It whispers in the moments you hesitate. It claws at your consciousness when you settle for less. That voice is not guilt. It's your future self screaming at you to wake up, to move, to become who you were meant to be. Stop betraying that voice. Stop betraying the version of you that burns to rise. Honor it by acting. The throne you seek doesn't require perfection. It requires obsession. It requires the willingness to fail 10,000 times and rise 11,000. It requires the stubbornness to pursue your vision even when everything around you collapses. Be relentless. Be unreasonable. Be monstrous in your pursuit. Progress doesn't care about your feelings. Neither do I. If you want to wear a crown, then carry the weight that comes with it. There will be days when you feel like you're moving backward. Days when effort feels wasted. Days when nothing changes. That is the moment the weak quit. That is when their story ends. But for those who endure, that is when transformation quietly begins. Progress hides behind consistency. It appears only to those who refuse to stop. You may not see the change immediately, but it's happening. Every rep, every step, every sacrifice accumulates. Keep going. The throne is built brick by brick. Let me make something absolutely clear. You are not aiming for good. Good is the enemy. Good is average, dressed in a mask of praise. Good is the illusion that traps the capable. You are aiming for dominance, for mastery, for absolute supremacy in your own domain. The world doesn't remember the good. It remembers the ones who tore reality apart and rebuilt it around their will. Choose which one you want to be, the tolerated or the feared. So here is my command, not a suggestion, not advice, a decree from the king. Rise, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, now. Tear away every excuse, destroy every limitation, burn every path that leads backward. Step into the battlefield of your life with your teeth bared and your spirit sharpened. Move with the certainty of someone who refuses to die ordinary. You want power? Become it. You want respect? Earn it. You want the throne? Take it. Look at me when I say this. There is a version of you that terrifies even your future enemies. A version carved from your scars, sharpened by your failures, fueled by your fury. That version is waiting for you to stop hesitating, waiting for you to stop pretending, waiting for you to finally decide that your old self is unworthy of who you're meant to become. Release it. Let the monster loose. I don't care how slow you move, as long as you never stop. I don't care how many times you break, as long as you rebuild stronger. I don't care how dark your path becomes, as long as you continue walking. The world bows not to the perfect, but to the relentless. Keep that tattooed onto your heart. Relentlessness is royalty. Now take these words and carve them into your bones. A king is not born. A king is built. Through blood, through isolation, through fury, through will, through unwavering self-belief that does not crumble even when the world smashes into you. The throne is waiting for the one who refuses to kneel. Stand up, straighten your spine. Look forward with that fire you've been hiding for too long. Your life does not change when circumstances shift. It changes when you do. When you decide that mediocrity is no longer acceptable. When you declare war on everything within you that dulls your edge. When you finally step into your own destiny with the arrogance of someone who knows they're meant to reign. And remember this, if you ever forget your strength, if you ever doubt your path, if you ever hesitate, hear my voice tearing through your excuses. Move! Crush! Conquer! You are not meant to crawl. This world belongs to those with the audacity to claim it. So claim it. Walk like a king. Train like a tyrant. Think like a conqueror. Fight like a monster. And rise so far above your old self that even your past won't recognize you. Now go. Dominate. Because if you don't, then get out of my sight. I have no use for those who fear their own potential.